Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are back at it with more resort hopping fun. Last time we were here, we did Pop Century and we didn't get to finish. So today we're gonna go back to Pop Century and check out more of the resort, do other resort areas. And here to help me today is Tony, the icon,
Hi Fred,
the legend.
I am back again. It is so hot, we can fry an egg.
It is very
Lips
hot.
are dry, but we're ready to do it.
Yeah. So right now, let's jump on the Skyliner and live our most magical life. We are starting this off by jumping on the Skyliner and then transferring and heading to the Pop Century Resort. Very excited. I'm excited to see what else was there. We only did the 60s mod area and then we ended up leaving because the video was getting too long. So I'm excited to see the rest of it. Guys, it is very hot today. It's like 95, but the feel is like 102. I did bring my little fan, Fandra Parks, but I'm gonna whip her out when the timing is right. Do you like that name, Fandra Parks?
I love Fandra Parks, guys. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below if you love Fandra Parks. I personally love it. It reminds us of the thing that we love,
The Housewives.
on Housewives. So Fandra Parks, honey, she is here today.
Yep, she's in the backpack right now. All right, so now we're transferring over to the Skyliner that has to Pop Century and Art of Animation, and there's like no line for anything. Everyone's busy in the park, so this is a good time to do some resort hopping. We made it to the Pop Century Resort. Tony, I must commend you on how much you have grown, because now you do not cry on the Skyliner. He's getting so much better.
I'm becoming a pro, guys. Actually, after a while, it gets pretty easy. You just start talking to people and start talking to you, and
right, yeah.
you just get distracted from the fact that you're up in the sky. So
yeah. Now, the last time we were here, we did check out the 60s area, but we're just gonna do a quick little skim through, just show you guys again. We're not gonna go too in depth with it, but we're already here, so we have to show you. So here is the 60s area of the resort. There's the pool and then the main lobby where it says Pop there. I love this. For it being a value resort, this is incredible. Look at this. Now, last time we were here, we stopped right at the pool and didn't go into the main lobby of Pop Century, so we're gonna do that now, and then we're gonna explore the other little areas throughout the resort. So let's head inside the main lobby of Pop Century Resort. I'm excited. Are you?
I'm excited too, friends. Just so that you know, we mentioned this before. This is a tribute to all the decades here, starting with the 60s, I believe, all the way through current. And each of the areas will also tell you what movie was there on that decade, which is pretty cool.
Right, so we're in the 60s area, and you guys saw The Jungle Book, so that's kind of like the reference that he's talking about. Very smart. You're a very smart man. Here is the main lobby, Classic Hall. I am just excited to feel this air condition against this supple skin because it is so hot today. Oh, please be. Oh, it is so good. It feels so good. Now, the lobby looks identical to the one at Art of Animation. Art of Animations is just a little bit better because they have, you know, all of the different art pieces all over the wall. This one kind of feels a little basic, but it's cute. I just realized that we did film this. I remember filming this. So my apologies. We did go into the main lobby area and do all of that, right?
Yes.
God, it's been like a month since we've done it, so I just can't really recall, but we've done this already. We definitely filmed here before because I remember talking about the Pop Century hoodie. So we've definitely done this before, but I'm just gonna walk over here so you guys can see the food court area. I literally cannot remember doing this. Was I drinking that? I must have been drinking that day, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, we must have been drinking that day because I don't really remember this, but I think it's because Pop Century and Art of Animation have the exact same layout, so it feels the same. But here is the quick service food court. Very big, very spacious, a lot of options. So now that we checked out the lobby, it's time to start checking out the area. So I showed you the 60s, and now we're gonna head to the 50s area, and then the 70s and 90s. And I think it stops at the 90s, right?
Yes, it does stop at the 90s. Friends, the greatest thing is that each mercantile or merchandise store is going to have similar products. So if your kid decides 3 times with the same product, then it's time for you to get it for them. Like, on the real.
Yeah, so don't like purchase it right away because you're gonna find it at every location for the most part. Certain things, if you want like the resort merchandise, then obviously you can only get it at that resort, but everything else you can find it basically every area.
Anywhere.
Yeah, even Loungefly backpacks. We saw tons of them inside the Pop Century.
So it's a great game, you know? So if they ask for it 3 times, the same product, then that's theirs.
Right, yeah. So we made it to the 50s area. You can see those little influences in front of the rooms. You have vinyls, you have dancing. It's very like Sapak, right? Is that what that was called, the Sapak? Where they go and dance, or hopscotch, whatever. The dances that they used to do. You can hear the music faintly in the background. And then I think it's going to be themed to Lady and the Tramp, because I see Lady there, and then I think Tramp might be on the other side. We'll definitely find him. There is Lady. I find that I like the Valley Resorts more because it's more like Instagrammable. Like when we went to Art of Animation, we had so much fun in the Cars area and the Little Mermaid area. So fun. And then there goes Tramp back there. And then to your right is the pool. I'm not going to show you too much because there are people swimming, and you guys know how I feel about filming people swim. But this is pretty much the 50s area. We've seen the 50s area and the 60s area. Out of those two, which one do you like more?
For me, it's going to be the 50s area because I love 50s classics.
Yeah.
And just so that you guys know, depending on which area you stay at, they will play that music to death. So
yeah,
be sure that you love the music. I wouldn't mind staying here. It is really great. I love it.
Right. For me, the 60s area is a little bit more fun. There was a lot of like groovy colors, and they had the bar over there that was really, really dope. So I think for me, it's going to be the 60s. But we haven't seen the other area, so that can change. Okay, friends, so I was right. A sock hop is what you would call these type of dance parties. This is like my grandma's era. And look how cool this is. It's like a jukebox where you can select the songs. Theming, you guys know I am a stickler for theming, so this is really like hitting the nail right on the head. Very fun. So I finally figured out the full theme of this. It is a bowling alley sock hop. So now the pins that you can see way back there and then right there makes sense. So we're technically at a party at a bowling alley. Very cute. Now we are coming up on the 70s era. So far, so good. Look at, it's an 8-track player. If you don't know what that is, it's like this big, almost like a tape that goes inside the car. It's very big. I've seen one only once in my life, and they are very big. Probably just as big as that 8-track right there. Okay, this area is a lot of fun. I'm seeing mood rings, platform shoes. They have the Twister game right over here that you can actually play. How fun is that? Too hot to do it today, but you could literally just sit out here and play with your family. And I didn't even know Twister came out in the 70s. How cool. Oh man, I had one of these as a kid, the big wheel, and we used to rip it so hard and pull the handle so you can drift. I remember that. And then you have a full foosball court out here. How incredible is that? They are ginormous, at least 10 feet tall. And then that's when the Mickey phone came out. I remember wanting one of these really bad, but you used to have like a separate line that connected to your room if you had a house phone. So dope. So what did you think of the 70s area? Are you impressed?
You know, it's okay, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling.
Yeah, it wasn't really like my favorite, because a lot of the things now in the 70s, they carried all the way on until, you know, I'm an 80s baby, so they carried all the way on. So it's kind of like things that I already know.
Right.
So it didn't seem like, oh my God, this historical situation for me, but
right.
It's nice.
Yeah, so now we're gonna head to the 80s area, and hopefully you'll feel that nostalgia for yourself because you are born in the 80s and you're very, very old. But let's go check out the 80s area. So we're coming up to the 80s area, but how cool is this? They give you little fun facts throughout the decade. Very cool. And then you have Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Now leave a comment below if as a kid you actually had a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. I feel like kids today don't really go for a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. They still sell it, but they're not buying it. They want little iPads. And this was the original iPad right here. Wow, look at the size of that Rubik's Cube.
I remember back in the day when you used to play the Rubik's Cube and you had one and you actually built it and mastered it.
Right, yeah, here, come on.
You were that girl.
Yeah.
You were super smart.
Right. I I used to just peel the stickers off and then replace them and make it look like I actually did it, because I was not smart enough for that. These are really cool. It is the layout of the Pac-Man game. You can see the little ghost there, and then you have Pac-Man trying to defeat, I guess, the ghost. Very cool. Okay, I am now feeling the nostalgia. This is a Walkman right here. I remember these, and by the pool, if you can see that green, that is a floppy disk. And people wouldn't even know what a floppy disk is today. And then you can see the computer way in the background. Very cool. Oh, the floor. It's an actual keyboard. How cool is that? And then you have Roger Rabbit. So Roger Rabbit did come out in the 80s. Okay, I think this one might actually be my favorite because it triggered some real memories here. Here's just a close-up of that computer I showed you earlier. You can see some of the things that were happening. Animal Kingdom opens today. They have Aladdin in the corner there. You can actually see the Cinderella Castle when it had the cake layover. Crazy. So I guess they combined the 80s and 90s together because we're at the end.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it. I guess the 90s, I guess too much didn't change between
nothing
80s
pretty
and
much
90s.
changed between the late 80s to maybe like the early 90s. Nothing really much changed except for, you know, a couple politicians and stuff like that. But in terms of anything that moved, I think happened later 90s to the 2000s. That's when there's a movement of change. But
Right.
other than that, it's pretty much the same.
So do you have any final thoughts before we head to the next area?
I still stand strong that I really enjoyed the 50s. That was like my favorite one.
Okay.
I would definitely stay in that side of the, you know, the resort. 80s and 90s was a meh. 70s was okay. If I had an option to book a room, it would be probably 50s or 70s.
Right. Okay. Well said. Guys, it is crazy hot. Like, I can't even think right now. It's that hot. I had this whole thing like in my mind that I was going to say about this resort, but it's just too hot.
Yeah.
It's
so
too
he just
hot.
says, well said.
Well said. So now let's jump on a Disney bus and figure out what resort we want to go to next. I guess any resort that we go to after this, we've already been to. So I guess let's see what happens. I just remembered what I wanted to say. I was going to say that if I had the choice to book any Disney resort without worrying about price, I would still pick the moderate resorts, or the value resorts, excuse me, because they're just more fun. Like, the theming is incredible and it just feels like you're on vacation. Like, the Grand Floridian might be a little too bougetta for me, and then all of those other ones, the theming's not like amazing.
Except
like
for
this.
the animal
Oh, well, that one is on a whole different tier on itself. Yeah. But that's what I was going to say. So I was going to use the Disney bus because the air conditioning in there is A1, but I forgot when you're at Pop Century or Art of Animation, you have to use the Skyliner. The buses don't run. So, Tony, I tried to spare you from getting on the Skyliner, but unfortunately, we have to get back on. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Guys, I don't know how long we're gonna last out here. It is insanely hot. Look at this. I think it's time for Fandra Parks to do her job, because God. Okay, friends, so I think we're gonna cut this video short today because it is very, very hot, and we just want to go home and swim in our pool. But I have to bring some type of content for you guys because, you know, it's my job. So we decided to come to Disney's Riviera Resort. Now, me and Tony have only been through the outside areas where the Peter Pan and Tangled mural is. So we're actually gonna go inside and check out the lobby and all of the other things that this place has to offer. I don't really know too much about the Riviera Resort. The only thing I do know that it is the newest Disney resort and the fanciest, and I think the most expensive.
Yeah, I think you can totally see that too. In the outside,
right?
I look like a peasant walking into here.
Right,
so,
there's a layer of opulence that we do not have, but that's okay because you gotta get in how you can, or what's the saying?
Yeah, get in when you can.
There you go, something like that. So we're gonna fake the funk and pretend that we are fresh off the Titanic and coming to go check in. So let's head inside the Riviera Resort. That was a long ramble of nothing that we just did. And here is the Riviera Resort. Friends, if you've stayed here, please drop a comment below and let me know how your stay was. I'm so curious. I've never even seen the inside of one of the rooms. I try to stay away from like the spoilers on YouTube, but I would love to stay here. This is beautiful. So let me know how your stay was at the Riviera Resort. Now these were the textile murals I was talking about. This is the Peter Pan one. So you can see Big Ben, and then it goes all the way up and around. Very cool. And you land in Neverland. Now, if you are like into the Disney Instagramming life, this is where a lot of new cast members will take their photos, or people just resort hopping tend to take their photos. It's very special, very cool. And then this is the Tangled one. So you can see Rapunzel's tower there, and then it goes all the way up with the floating lanterns, and then you end right here in her kingdom. I'm not sure what her kingdom was called. I literally can't remember, but very cute. There is the pool for the Riviera Resort. It is really, really quiet here. Like, there's not really a lot of people here. Okay, and this is our first time inside the Riviera Resort, and I'm already kind of like impressed. They have like posters of Coco, Fantastic, oh my god, I'm thinking Fantastic Four, The Incredibles, my god, I'm a terrible Disney fan. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, an event room, very cool, and just a whole bunch of movie posters, very cool. So this is the main lobby here at the Riviera Resort. Very small. I'm surprised at how small it is. But that lighting, very cool. They do have a gift shop here, La Boutique. Let's go inside and see if we can find any of those like special resort merchandise items. So they do have specialty mini ears for the Riviera Resort. This is cute. It has like glitter in it. Very pretty, and they have mugs, t-shirts. They have a suitcase back there. Very cute. Oh, some little summer dresses. Very cute. This is, I think this is my favorite like resort merch. How adorable is that? They also have a cafe here, La Petite Café. Am I saying that with a Italian accent, or am I saying it more with like a
First of all, it's not Italian, it's French.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What is it? How do you say it in French? Le Petit Café?
Le Petit Café.
Le Petit Café. Yes. Oh, and then we have all these images of Papa Walt, or Grandpa Walt, excuse me. And look at him with no shirt on, Grandpa Walt. He better work. He was a good-looking man. Oh, they have like an outside balcony, which is really nice. Kind of gives me the same feel as the boardwalk, but just nicer. But how amazing is this view?
I do have to say that if you are getting married at either the Grand Floridian and you just kind of don't want to stay at the Grand Floridian, this is a great alternative, I would think, to stay at.
Yeah. This is a really nice resort. So we're walking back to the Skyliner, but look how beautiful these paintings are. You have Ariel, Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow White. So pretty. Yep, totally in my shot. Okay, Tony, this is your last Skyliner of the day.
Yeah!
You did a really good job today.
Yeah, I did really good. I didn't complain, I didn't cry, I didn't fuss, I didn't do nothing.
Yes. A one, a two, a skidididididididoo. Can you feel the love tonight?
Welcome aboard the Disney.
She ruined the song, but oh, I hope we don't get a copyright for that. Alright, so I guess we might as well close the video.
Throughout his life and career, Walt Disney had a
Her voice irritates me so much. Let's try that again. So we might as well close out the video here. It's just way too hot to keep resort hopping. I can't do it. Tony can't do it. So that's going to be it for today's video. I had so much fun going to resorts. Did you have a good time?
I had a fantastic time. Friends, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that bell notification so that you get notified whenever he posts a brand new video. We would like to say thank you to all the subscribers as well. And as always, we love you for watching, and we can't wait to see you again.
Wow, fully took my job. Yes, everything he said, and also you can follow me on all social media platforms at BelloKevy. And as always, we love you for watching, and we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is the first time we've ever done a closeout on the Skyliner.
Yeah?
This is really cool.
It's really cool.
Okay. Bye. Hey there, friend. Just because the video's over doesn't mean the magic has to end. Click here or here to keep living your most magical life. And don't forget to subscribe.